Let's see. Am I live? Hello? Hello, hello? Hello? Hello, hello? Hello? Ugh. Oh! Let's see. Oh, you seen that video too, yeah. Seen that too, super. Uh, Mr. K. Wait, hold on. Let me try and. Why isn't my thing working? Let me try and. Alright. Let's see. Super KSS1. Can you send just a test message real quick? Let's see. There we go. And it's honestly really trippy looking at myself. I think that we are. I think we might be good to go. And I think I'm just gonna wait to see if there's like a few more people that could potentially join, but overall, uh, uh sorry, I'm I I wanted to do this sooner, honestly. I don't know. I feel like I just like think of live streaming as like some like huge thing for me to like prepare for. I don't know. I don't know. Like I feel like I overthink it. Let's see. What's Fahad Kill it KYS. Hello. Uh I think overall I just need to stop overthinking everything. I can't like treat like every live stream as if it's like some big event or like any creative endeavor. I feel like I overthink every creative endeavor I need to do. Like I can't necessarily describe it, but it's just a weird, really, really weird mental thing. But anyways, how do I? I need to do like the streamer voice. Today, guys, we are going to be ranking every Alan Becker fight tier list. What am I saying? All right, hold on. Let me just pull some shit up. Um, let's see. All right, boys. Uh, I mean, I'm mainly going to be like talking to myself anyway. So if more people seem to join in, then it's whatever. But all right. Do I look at the camera? I should probably not like just. All right. Uh, let's see. All right, let's see. This is also I think this is also like the first time like I'm truly talking off the cuff because I might make this into a YouTube video depending on how good the audio is. Is there any what do you call it? Is there any uh is there like background noise? I do have like a what do you call it? Like a audio noise suppression. Like my AC is running and I also have like a laptop fan. fan. All right. Thank you. Ooh. So, today we are going to be watching every single Alan Becker fight tier list. Almost. Today we are going to be watching all. Today we are going to be analyzing all of the most iconic and well animated Alan Becker fight scenes, and I am going to be ranking them. About 2 years from about like 2 years ago, I did a whole 40-minute Alan Becker video essay about just that is basically just glazing Alan Becker, and that video just never seems to die, apparently. So I might I might as well try and see if I can. I might, and so you know what is this video doesn't seem like it's dying anytime soon. Let me just make content adjacent to Alan Becker. I'm pretty sure I also promised. I also said. Hold on. Who the hell is calling me? Um, let's see. My mom was calling me. Oh, okay. Let me just take this from the top. This is going to be very painful to listen to. I apologize in advance. All right. Today, we are going to be analyzing and ranking all of the most iconic and well animated Alan Becker fight scenes because about 2 years ago now, I did an entire video essay where I just glazed Alan Becker fight scenes and just analyzed the shit out of out of every single movement and decision because Alan Becker fight scenes are just goaded. There's no better way to say it other than that they're just simply the best, to be frank. Like diffs Alan Becker unironically just diffs the shit out of JJK, uh Freerin, I Mob Psycho, Mob Psycho. I don't really actually can't think of too many fighting anime off the top of my head. Like Alan Becker is genuinely up there with one of the greats, and the only thing that Alan Becker is missing is a full full $100 million budget to make the best to make like a huge Alan Becker movie trilogy that would get like $1 trillion in the box office. So, without further ado, today, uh, let's see. Do I have like a streaming? Hold on. Let's see. Let's see who on someone's in chat. Solang Petit Frere. Welcome to the chat. Glad that you're hyped. Let's see. Do I have like a stream deck profile for streaming? I forgot if I made one. All right, doesn't seem like I do. All right. So maybe. All right. All right. So without so So without further ado, I made uh my own Alan Becker fight tier list with all of like most of the episodes that contain fight scenes. uh, all right. So this is a tier list that I made myself because I don't know, for some reason I didn't want to use tier maker, and this, as far as I'm concerned, contains all of the fight scenes, all of the most memorable fight scenes in Alan Becker's YouTube channel, and I do think that they're all scrambled in there, but I think uh we can do relatively well with this. Uh, Shit. And how do I actually? I need to lock in. Hold on. All right. All right. So I think without further ado, I think I'll just try and I think there's like a couple of duplicate thumbnails in here. And the way this is going to work is that even if there are, what do you call it? Even if there are, so the way that this is going to work is that I think I'm going to be judging like each episode as a whole so if there's like more than like one fight scene that's like kind of connected but is also like not really so instead of this is so painful. Ugh. so for so for this for this tier list, instead of ranking literally every single individual fight scene, I think it's better to like kind of judge the episodes as a whole. And I think the main criteria that I'm going to be uh judge it that I'm going to be ranking is based on choreography, uh cinematography, I guess like the actual animation quality itself, and I think narrative too. So the way I'm going to be judging they're going to be ranking all of these fight scenes are based on choreography, movement, uh I guess like use of supernatural powers, although that's kind of verbose. Um the overall story and narrative and how the fight uh and how like the fight contributes to telling that story. I guess like overall the general hype factor. So without further ado, I think I'm actually going to try. Let's see. I actually think the first one that I'm going to try and rank is the very first Alan Becker animation, Animator versus Animation 1. And let's see if I can find it. Can I seriously not download it? Hold on. Let me actually just do that real quick. Let's Let's see. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Where's this where's this layer even located? Let's see. Alright, there it is. Alright, so I think we should be relatively fine now. Let's see. Who's so we got Denny 100 in the chat. Hello. Today. Let's see. Think overall we look fine. I should probably get rid of these guides. And it's also hot as shit in here. Oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. Damn, bro, did I just hold on, I'm forgetting how to use Photoshop. Let's see. So I think to start off, all right. Good night, Super KSS1. So I think to start off, I think that it's best to start off with the very first Alan Becker uh Alan Becker video, animator versus animation. And I think overall, I feel like this is relatively underrated in terms of the fact that I think like I think like the very unique thing that like Alan Becker did like extremely well, even for like the standards of like his more recent videos, is that like he was like very creative with the environment. I'm not necessarily the best at like doing like play by plays, but I'll try. Hold on. Uh, let's see. I think like overall, I think like overall, uh, I feel like this is like a very like a creative like very like relatively creative in like how the environment and how like Alan uses the environment, like even to the standard of his most recent video. And I think like I don't know, I if in all honesty, like it feels like, well, I don't think Alan Becker's videos are necessarily worse. It feels like it honestly feels like let's see. It honestly feels like that like this like specific environment of like being like in a computer like hasn't really been used like as much as much like in terms of hasn't been utilized as much which is not necessarily bad, but this I feel like this kind of style is relatively underrated. So I think overall I'm going to give that a. What am I? Oh yeah, no, my. Ah, sorry. I need to. I'm like this chat is. It's like really tripping me up, like watching myself. So I think that overall, I'm going to be putting this in. If my move tool can work, I think I'm going to be putting this like around like very solid B tier. And by the way, like all of these what do you call it? All of these ranks are like relative to all Alan Becker videos. Like if something's in like C or D tier, that doesn't mean it's what do you call it? It's bad per se, but I think it's more so but it's just not like in goat contention. And I think let's see. Now I think I have what do you call it? Like the best. Now I think I have like the rest of most of these thumbnails. Um I think animator versus animation 2. Well, I think is like let's see. Um I think animator versus animation 2. While I do think it's like a relatively cool and like unique new thing moving from the first one, I think it doesn't do like as well of interpreting the environment, which is why I think it actually goes like which is why I actually think it goes slightly lower than what do you call it? Um than the first animator versus animation. However, from there, I think 3 is even more so ahead of its time. I think it really does combine the best of both 1 and 2 with the utilization of the environment of what do you call it? With the utilization of the environment from 1 and like the superpowers and like the utilization of superpowers in 2. Oh my god, I really need to like work on like filtering my thoughts. Like that's what I'm doing right now. I'm currently like filtering my thoughts uh to like essentially like try and find like the best word. But even if like the best word is like also like the most obvious word, like it's I essentially just still like filter my thoughts and like second guess everything, like what the best word is to say, even like what the next best word is to say, even though if it's like relatively obvious. So with that in mind, I think overall I think animator versus animation 3 is just kind of it just combines the best of both worlds from 1 and 2. I think also, by the way, you know, I had like a relatively throwaway line in my video where I said like where I said like uh or like the chosen one was gang boxed by was like fighting a paperclip that I'm too young to know the name of, and there are like 100 there are like 50 to 100 comments that that were like that are like astounded almost. I'm like, hey, you don't know what Clippy is? I do know what Clippy is now, but like mainly due to like the Louis, especially because of the Louis Rossman, but uh the Louis Rossman bit that he did. But overall, I do think that like yeah, like some of this is uh unrealistic, like the text line like being able to like drag the text line art in a Word document if I'm being super nitpicky. But I think overall, um, let's see. I think overall, like this has like done a really good job of combining the best of both one and two, and probably like this part is probably like my favorite part of the scene, and this scene alone, like I think like hold on, let me try and this scene right here is probably my favorite scene from the entire thing. And like if you really look forward and like if you really look forward into like some of like the best into like some of like Alan's best videos and fight scenes, like I feel like this like this like this like specific style of like of like having like multiple fighters against like one more powerful one, and like his overall choreography and animation style. I feel like this scene alone is like the foundation for a lot of like his other best works. And I think overall, I think I'm going to have to give it like maybe like I think this is like maybe I wouldn't necessarily call it middle. I'll put it's not bottom. I'll put it like mid high tier lit, like the low to middle A, because I think honestly it's very ahead of its time relative to Alan's career, and it's overall like the most, let's see, what's, oh man, I'm like there's like 10 words that I'm thinking. I'm like trying to think of 10 words at the same time, and I'm just stuttering like a motherfucker. But anyways, I think for now I'm gonna put animated versus animation 3 in A tier. And I think to cap off the first season overall, I'm going to be putting, wait, where is it? No, it's not it. Where the hell did I go? I think to, cap off the first season of the originals, I think I'm going to put animator versus animation 4 in, let's see. I think I'm going to put animator versus animation 4 uh in like mid to low A tier as well. I think I personally enjoyed 3 more, but I think 4 does have the better story, and this is like the foundation of literally all of the um all of the upcoming, all of like the rest of Alan Becker's entire career. And what videography, I guess videography is the right word, filmography, because maybe even filmography, because every single one of Alan's videos are cinema. But I think overall, I think the interpretation of the environment was, it was like on par with 3 and 1. I think like the movement is a little less exciting from what I remember. Let's see. J to Aces, hello. I think overall 4 is probably the most, what do you call it? Man, what am I tripping on? Like what am I actually tripping on? Let's see. It definitely has like the most complete story. I'll give it that. It's definitely like a really feel good story. Um, I just I just think that the utilization of the environment is it's like on par. It's not worse. It's not worse, but it's like on par with 1 and 3. And I think like I think like the action overall like slightly edges out 4. So I think overall, yeah, I think I'm fine putting it like close to like just a little bit under 4. I think putting animator versus animation 4 just slightly under 3. And let's see. I think for now, I think should we let's see. Do you guys want to move do you guys want to cap off the actually I didn't like think of like the entire of like how this structure is going to go, but no, let me just continue with the entirety of uh I'm gonna start with animator versus animation like uh I think like episodes 1 through 8, and then I'm going to move on to animation versus Minecraft. So I think let's see the fight of the Virabot versus the the chosen one and Alan and the rest of the stick figures. I think like this first initial fight is actually like really I actually do like this fight. I think it's like I do think it's it's obviously shorter. Oh shoot, sorry. I do obviously think it's what do you call it? Shorter. It's obviously shorter and like less substantial narrative wise. It sets up the plot, but I think overall I would put I would put I would put this maybe in like in high B, because I do think it's very what do you call it? I think it's a very strong opening, that's for sure, and I think the fight choreography is going up, but I don't think it's necessarily to the point where like it's like a full package like animator versus animation 3 and 4. Let's see. Let's see. Redman, you finally made it. Let's see. I think let's see if I can find episode 6 now. Let's see. Let's see. Animator versus animation 6. I think I'm I think I would put it like maybe like I think it belongs exactly around maybe like a little bit higher to the point where it's like borderline A and B, but I I think like I think I'm fine with putting this like very like on like the borderline of A and B, the Virabot versus chosen one, cuz it's not as strong in terms of like creativeness with the environment and stuff like that, but I do still think that let's see. I don't even know why I'm pulling up the video. I'm not even sure like what I'm supposed to I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to do when I'm pulling up the what I'm supposed to properly say when I pull up the video. and like talk over it. Let's see. Um, just watch this real quick. Is that too loud? Can you hear me? Test. Is this too loud? All right. So I think let me just skim through this real quick. I honestly think the Vira, you know, I'm actually thinking back to it. I honestly think the Virabot is a very, what do you call it? A very like interesting, a very interesting character that I wish we would have, like a very interesting opponent that I wish we've seen more of, like besides in besides like in the final episode 8 fight, because I I actually think like this is actually like really cool. Like I feel like overall, like I feel like the idea of like the Virabot like not being that strong of an enemy by itself, like when it like actually like accesses the computer, it like actually like does like a relatively, it's actually able to like give Chosen One an actual fight. I think that's just real. I think that's just kind of cool and interesting. I wish we could have seen more of this, honestly. But I think environment usage is like like creative usage of like the environment, uh not, and overall just a very just a very solid and hype episode. I think I'm going to give that, I think, yeah, I think I'm going to have that stay in like low A. I don't think it's not like as good as like the totality. I don't think it's like as good as the totality of these uh three of like the initial episodes 3 and 4. I think honestly episode 7 is like not really that worth talking about, and honestly I'm just gonna put that in A. How am I going to how am I going to rank the videos of more than one fight? So I think overall I think I want to do this by episode rather than by like rather than like by like every individual fight, because I want like already importing these into, what do you call it, into into Photoshop took a long time. I don't want to have to like make like a text asset like listing every single individual fight. And I think overall I am just judging like the totality of this episode, of like each episode. Let's see, who is this? The guy that frozen in treachery. Hello. Oh, let's see. I think we're fine to skip over 7 and go straight to 8, which is honestly, I think, going to be our first S tier. Hold on. Let me see. Where the hell is this? No. Let me let me just fetch. Let's see. Let me just fetch these things real quick. Stand by. Let's see. All right. Let's see. The final showdown, I think, is arguably this might be controversial, but this arguably might be a top five. Well, I haven't watched like the newer. I haven't watched episode 13, so I might eat my words. But I honestly think this might be a top five, and I will stand on business on this. I think like overall this is by far, this episode has by far the best sound design in the in like all of Alan Becker's videos, which is, like sound design isn't necessarily like a primary, like the primary factor that I'm judging by. I think like it definitely elevates it. It definitely elevates it. But Red is dumb opening portals. Well, Red doesn't know what he's doing. That's he's he's just reckless. But I was saying, I think um I just want to show you like what I'm talking about in terms of the sound design. Um, is it here? All right, yeah, it is here. Let me just look this up. All right, so I think like overall, like you can just feel it feels like all of the hits and like that sequence alone just have so much oomph to them. Um, see, he was just aura farming. But I think overall, the showdown is arguably is it easily S tier and arguably a top five fight. Like I think like and Alan did respond to my did comment on my video essay, but yeah, it feels like it feels like compared to, and I'll get into this later, but it feels like compared to this episode, like hits like there are a lot of like specific hits in like very specific moments where they just don't have as much oomph as a lot of the hits in this scene go. And then of course there's the final fight. So I think overall this is an S tier. This is easily S tier episode and a top 5. And I think it's time to move on to Animator versus Minecraft, the other like main flagship series of Alan Becker. And I think I'm is it even here? God damn it. All right, it is here. All right, here it is. Here it is. Hold on, what are you guys saying? Honestly, I think like I think like uh based chosen one versus base Dark Lord is honestly I think it's like relatively even. Wait, Frozen and Treachery is don't spoil episode 13, please. Don't spoil episode 13. I haven't watched it. I've literally edged myself. Well, not literally, like metaphorically edged myself from watching the new Alan Becker. So I could like basically force myself to do this tier list. So yeah, Mitzi is in in 12 or like 11. In episode 11, I think. Yeah, she was pretty good. I think overall, I think animation versus Minecraft is. I think it's honestly. I think it's actually like a very solid A tier in execution and I think overall just what do you call it? It's set a very good foundation, and I think it was like relatively creative, especially in like the final scene. In the final scene, but I also think that it's definitely not like a top. I wouldn't say it's a top 10, especially compared to other fight scenes, especially compared to like the more recent ones. But I think it's a very solid, or I think it's a very solid A tier contender. Like I think, or like very solid middle A, like slightly, like I'd say like slightly better than uh AVA 3. And honestly, I feel like the majority, if I think like the majority of like the first initial Alan Becker fight scenes are kind of forgettable if I'm being completely honest. Like TNT, like it was a like TNT is like a cool was like a cool concept. Or not TNT PvP. The PvP episode in episode 7 was a relatively cool concept of a lot of and like a lot of fun ideas. But I think it's not like that memorable. Let's see. Where's the potion? I think like the same with the potion episode. Same with the potion episode, like around C tier. And I don't even remember if like the initial end fight. There was definitely like a fight scene. No, the witch one we'll get to. The witch one we'll get to. I think like hmm. Yeah, there's honestly this might expose me as a fake fan, but I don't even remember like the rest of like most of the episodes in like the first season of AVM, but I think I'm just going to Loki kind of skip all the way to 13, the spider cave, because this is honestly where the meat and potatoes. This is where the meat and potatoes are. Are I think I like this episode alone was like a huge paradigm shift for like the direction of Alan Becker. I think this like precedes I wouldn't say like at the time this was hype as shit. Like I can't even lie. Like this was definitely hype as shit. Um but I think overall, it's like relative to like the upcoming videos, like I think it's like borderline on the borderline between S and A tier, if I'm being completely honest. Like it's so close, but I think like um a lot of like the final bite against like the Spider Queen was like A tier. I feel yeah, it's that I feel like a lot of the fight is carried by like that one sequence where I feel like a lot of this episode is carried by like that one sequence with like the multi-layer of like the multiple tracks on different layers. So I think that in itself was an S tier fight, but I don't think like the entirety of this episode was S tier. So I think I'm gonna put it in A tier. Let's see. What else is even in? Let's see. Did parkour even have any fight scenes? Hold on. I'm trying to piece. I'm honestly so washed. I'm honestly so washed. I haven't. I did not prepare for this at all. So I think overall, hold on, let me just check. All right. There's like 5 fight scenes, but like there's like nothing like that. There's like small like little things, but like it's more of like it's like a it's like more so what do you call it? Like a like almost problem like a battle of wits rather than like literal than like a literal uh choreography. I think I'm like starting to piece it together a little bit more. So I think like overall like I'll put this in like low C. Um but I think you know what? I think we'll just skip we'll just skip over to the witch because this might be a hot take. This might be a hot take. I think witch is arguably like I feel like the witch fight is like arguably like top 10. I think it's like low S, but I think it's a lot better. I think it's a lot better than the roller coaster. I think I'm putting it low low S. I think like I just feel like like you guys are saying A. Like I can see where that's coming from, but I just feel like the create like the I just feel like it's a lot more like this one is just like very like outstandingly creative even like amongst the rest of the episodes. Um let's see. I don't know, like in the first place, I really like the sugar cane. I really yeah, green is like arguably as powerful as his sugar cane block as he in his like his normal form. Like I feel like how they fight I just real oh my god it just like it feels like there are so many moving parts compared to this. Like this is like the first act. Like the first act of like the final witch fight is like probably an A tier, but I think like the what do you call it? I think the second part of the fight is like a lot better. There are just like so many moving parts. There's just like so many good moving parts, and it's like a very it's I wouldn't say busy. it's just very packed. It's just very packed. Like this is like the ones that are like in S or like high A are the ones where like you rewatch watch the episode and focus on something different every time. And I think like um this is definitely one of those fights. All right. Let's see. Um, this final sequence where what do you call it? This final sequence, I think is like really good. Like, not final, but like the part where both the sticks and the witch have potions. I just think is like really cool how they utilize like the creativity of it all. Um, let's see. I'll just play the audio because I'm just gonna. I think AVM 5. What, episode 5 or I don't think there is a 5. Are you talking about 4? Well, season 3. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He doesn't have. See, he doesn't have the staff. Maybe actually looking back on it, maybe it's like around the same as. I think like I enjoyed this more. I think it's like very close to maybe it's not top 10. Maybe top 10 was a little overzealous, but I think it's very close to being it's like very borderline AS. Like these cave like the cave spider roller coaster and the witch are like very close episodes to me. Let's see. I think like then where are they all? Mm, which one am I which one am I even looking for? It's like the episode after. Yeah, don't worry, we'll get to the Lucky Block staff. Um, let's see. Shoot. Let's see. There's Lush Caves. I could have sworn I had Lush Caves, Ultimate Weapon, Warden, Raid, oh, Black Universe. All right, all right, all right. I got. I think I'm slightly more. Let me just grab water. Yeah, continuity is on. I feel like the continuity of all of the Alan Becker universe is probably like the biggest flaw. But if you just like suspend, I don't even know. Like, I've honestly thought of the of AVM and AVA as like separate, almost like alternate timelines, like that are like not conjoined. But like, but it's like very, it's like still like very confusing. Um, let's see. Where is? Oh, here it is. Lush Caves. I'm like, I'm trying to look for everything. I think Lush Caves. It's like, it's probably like the I like the hand to hand fight scene in this one, but it's not like, and it was like a wholesome one. So I'm gonna, but it's not like that substantial. I'm gonna put it like around there should be fine. Let's see. Let's see. Yassine. Hello. Oh shit, we got more people. Um, let's see. Hello to everyone. um, let's see. I think I honestly might have to move some stuff around this tier list. I think to like have it like all relative to each other. The ultimate weapon. There's all right. I think hello yellow. My God, like I don't know why I decided to make this so much harder for myself, but what are you gonna do? Hold on, I am watching this back right now. Let me just see. Uh, I think like the totality. Yeah, I really like this command scene, like the orange versus green, yellow, and blue. Like this was a really good fight scene. It was like relatively good, and it was like I think like the hand to hand fight was good. Let me just I'm gonna watch this. And also this is like I feel like the power scaling is also like relatively hard to what do you call it, to like fully count, to like fully what do you call it, it's like properly, oh my God, what am I what words am I thinking of? uh yeah, the power scaling is also like relatively inconsistent. Let's see, because like it like I feel like King or like Orange is like a really is like really weird to power scale, because like on one hand like he he has like the strength to like Like, he's obviously like physically stronger. Like, he's obviously very physically stronger. Like, he just threw green with one arm, like he's a fucking shot put or baseball. But like, maybe like the yellow, blue, yellow, all of like the colored stick figures are just like better fighters. Let's see. But let's see. I also like purple winning here is also kind of weird. Let's see. Yeah. It's ironic, yeah. It does. Um so yeah, the power scaling is like a pretty inconsistent, but I think it's like let's see. Bro, I'm literally like that what do you call it? There's like this one I read like the JoJo Stone Ocean like probably like 8 years ago now, like maybe like 7 years ago now, and like there's like that one stand where you can only remember like where you can only remember like three things at a time. That's literally how I feel right now. I'm like trying to process so much information that I can't like that I end up like saying absolute gibberish. Why don't TSC just hold Icon and just cook purple? Because I don't know. You can't. You kind of had to suspend your disbelief for that. There are a lot of stupid mistakes. Like maybe you can like make the maybe you can like make like the head cannon or like the um where there's like a sort of like preciousness, or I'm forgetting the word. Oh, my lip is bleeding too. Mm, yeah. Oh yeah. He also like didn't know how to use it like when he did get it, so I think that's relatively fine. So I think mm, yeah, all right. So I think I'm actually like looking back at this. I'm honestly I actually didn't think I was going to be as like hard like as harsh. Um but I'd actually like put that like maybe slightly below roller coaster. Cave Spider roller coaster. I think it's a very solid fight, but I think like there's uh it feels like I don't know how to describe it other than like Alan Becker magic, but it doesn't have as much of like that Alan Becker like chaos and magic that like a lot of like his best fight scenes have. So I'm going to put that like a very high A tier. I think I'm gonna put that a very high A tier. I think Warden. Let's see, Warden. I I think like this is overall like maybe like a B tier, like better than like it was like a very wholesome episode and a wholesome backstory from the Warden, and the fight was pretty good. And like the fight against like King Orange with like the gold block staff was pretty good, but it's not anything crazy. So I'm gonna put it like like maybe like around like maybe slightly better than like the Lush Cave fight. But overall, that's where I'm putting that. Did I'm actually I literally had this like here the entire time, but I just didn't use that. Let's see. I'm like so I'm forgetting I don't even know the key bindings. Um, is there like a way to like text search layers? Like that would be nice, but can't have everything. Wait, is it Control F? Let's see. Um, raid. All right, I don't think that this works. Here it is. The raid. I'm pretty sure this comes. Oh, Monster School. I'm so stupid. How did I forget that? All right, so Monster School, I think by far. I honestly think like Monster School, like I think like might be the most underrated in terms of fight scenes, and I feel like I like specifically gave like the lake scene like a great shout out. Yeah, it's like the it's like all of the fights are obviously like towards the end, but but I think like this scene is by far like the most underrated in terms of fight scenes. Oh, let me just I this is honestly one of my favorite scenes. Like that sequence. All right, hold on. The guy that's frozen in treachery, his battery died. Oh no, he's still here. Monster School soundtrack. All right, respectable, respectable. But I think overall, like this entire lake scene is like, I feel like it's by far and away the most underrated sequence of all time. It's not necessarily like a fight. There's not necessarily. It's not like a traditional fight in the sense of like compared to the others. But I honestly think like this like that lake sequence alone might be is like like by itself is like a borderline A to S tier. And let's see. I think like the second phase the second phase of the king fight might also be underrated as well. Yeah, all right. I'm honestly this is definitely a hot take, but I'm putting this. I'm honestly putting Monster School like in like a low S tier. It's definitely it's definitely better than I like it better than The Witch. I just feel like it's so like in terms of I think it's definitely like the most underrated. I might have to like scale these like I might have to like adjust all of this. So I'll see in the end. I think like we're fine for now. I think let's see. The raid is next. I honestly think this is probably also like a very high A tier. I don't think it's on the borderline of A and S, but I think it's very. Yeah, I'd say it's like about on par for me. It's about on par. Actually, maybe like slightly behind. I really do like the raid with like the double Minecraft block, the double Minecraft block fight scene with when King Orange had the double Minecraft block. That was that's also relatively underrated. Uh let's see. ID. Okay, pal. uh let's see. Let's not I like almost not I wouldn't even like relative to like maybe like the ones I skipped would be in D, but like I also there's not like really any individual fight that like I necessarily hate, or like I necessarily like dislike as much as they're like just like not as interesting. Let's see. Titan. Let's see. And to I think that is fun. That is kind of funny. But let's see. Now we go on to the king. I think like I think I think like by far in a way, I think like every single I think this is like the best episode, like the best singular episode thus far. Like I I honestly think I might have in like my top one. Honestly, like it's not even just the Hero Brian fight. Like the one moment where the the one moment where King like yanked the command block staff was very interesting. Although to be honest, if there's one criticism I would say is that I feel like what do you call it? I feel like in the later in like the beginning of let's see, here it is. Yeah, all right. Yeah, literally here. Like like this moment right here. I feel like let's see. That's actually very interesting. I actually didn't think. Actually, I don't know if that's like entirely canon, but I think that's actually very nice. Yeah, Hero Brian versus King was literally like was literally like a reverse um Gojo versus Sukuna where where the strongest in history was the good guy. I was so I was so proud of myself when I made that reference. Let's see. I think I think like what the main criticism that I had with like the command block staff is that it didn't really do like in this fight scene. I think in this sequence in general, like if you look at if you literally look at frame by hold on, can I frame by frame this? All right, hold on. Like the like I feel like that movement, like that kind of block movement by itself is like too similar. It's just like too similar to how to how like the Minecraft block moves. I feel like in it feels like in this scene in particular, they made the command block staff powers look too much like the base Minecraft block in terms of like in terms of like literally like in terms of this move in particular. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing either. But like at least in like my own headcanon, I feel like the main drawback of the what do you call it? The main drawback of the command block staff is that like you couldn't is that you is that like each action let's see, like it feels like each action had to be like what do you call it? Like the amount of actions you could do was ultimately more limited than the Minecraft than that compared to the Minecraft block. Because I think I don't know if if this is canon or not, but I feel like you have to like mentally you have to like I feel like and at least in my head canon how the command block staff works is that you have to have like the actual commands like memorized. You have to like have the actual commands memorized and to like be able to like actually use said command. And with like the Minecraft block, it's like a lower skill seal. It's like you don't need like as much knowledge. You kind of just almost like feel the you kind of almost just like feel the actions you're going to take compared to what do you call it? Um and so I feel like I feel it feels like this movement in particular was it feels almost like it feels like it doesn't align with like the at least my own headcanon of how the command block staff should work. But I think overall like that's just like a very small that's like just a very small gripe. Um but I think honestly like this is the I don't think this necessarily has like the best fight scene like the in terms of like in terms of what do you call it like choreography and stuff like that. Like it's not the best, but it's hold on. Let's see. To be fair, King Orange was locked in at this moment. I mean, I do know what you're saying, but like what I was trying to get at was like that like very the like the fluidity of the block of the block displacement and movement shouldn't be something that's like that shouldn't be something that's like possible with the um with the command block staff compared to the because like it's like one command at it's you can only do like one command at a time, and that's kind of where I'm coming. Ugh, man, my god. Let's see. So yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, that's just my small gripe. But other than that, this is arguably one of the best episodes. One of the best Alan Becker episodes. Let's see. What's next? I think I think I'll stay I will stay with Minecraft for now. I think I will stay with Minecraft for now. But um I think I can't I almost forgot I skipped like the intermediate. There was like the in between. I can't believe I skipped the in between. Like Lucky Block. I can't believe I skipped Lucky like the first Lucky Block episode. Um Oh yeah, and like the first opening, yeah, that is. By the way, don't no spoilers, no spoiler. I should probably like put that in the description somewhere, but I do want to watch the new Alan Becker episodes live on stream. Let's see, Lucky Block. I honestly think it's like a very. I do think it's like a very solid A tier. Like I think it's a I do think it's like I yeah it's in between like these two episodes. I would say it's like in between these two episodes. I I think it's a very wait hold on, this is the Lucky Block staff. Hold on, what am I thinking? All right, hold on. Here's the thumbnail. Here's the thumbnail for it. Um, I think Lucky Block staff is overall between these two, between the original AVM and the final and like the Minecraft staff episode. I forgot what it was even called, but um, let's see. Like it's a very solid idea, a very unique, uh, a very unique interpretation of a classic. But I think Lucky Block staff just takes it to a very like a whole nother level. This is I'd say it's arguably a top three, arguably maybe not. So top three, top five. I would honestly, if this was in, if Lucky Block staff was in your top five, I wouldn't hold you for it. I wouldn't hold anything against you. I think it's like it might like I just think like this is by far like the most ambitious episode that that Alan is Alan has done. Um and I think it's just I am running low on I'm running on fumes basically. Holy shit. Oh, yeah. Like by far um I think this is by far like the most like overwhelming amount of like potential in terms of like the creative idea in terms of like all of the ideas you can use. And I think like and the reason why oh, I lost my train of thought. And I am going to skip around because since Lucky Block staff got brought up, I'm gonna try and bring this up too. Um, where is it? Oh, let's see. It's so it's also so hot. I have the AC blasting. It's still so hot. God damn it. Seriously, not here. All right, stand by. All right, I am going to be skipping around a bit because I really wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this because I wanted to talk about the Bed Wars episodes in conjunction of the Lucky Block staff episode because I think like I feel like these two kind of represent like the like two paradigms almost of like of catalysts of creativity because I think like the more common what it's called adage, more common adage is the is that restraint is the like restraint or like restriction is like the fuel for creativity. And like without like because like with like restraint with like various restrictions you're forced to like essentially like rack your head. You're essentially forced to like think of like creative ways to like work around them. And so I think the Bed Wars episode is a very is almost textbook example of how restraint is a catalyst for creativity. But I think the Lucky Block staff, in my opinion, represents almost an opposite and like an inverse of the initial adage, where instead of like being constrained, you're almost you're almost like unrestricted because with because like with there being so many different blocks in Minecraft, you are just if there's so many if there's so many like different blocks with like different properties in Minecraft, you basically have like an endless all of basically like a virtually endless amount of uh ideas to what do you call it? You have like let's see. Sir Mafia, I believe you, but I'm going to need you to not spoil it for me because I've been holding myself. I promised myself I would make this tier list before I would what do you call it? Before I would watch the new Alan Becker. Uh but let me see. Let me see. It feels like with the Lucky Block staff, um there's almost like the infinite nature of of like the potential ideas that could spawn from the concept is almost so overwhelming that you kind of have to uh use creative energy to like properly rein that idea in. And I feel like that's why these two are like so like these two are so good while like being so different. But that yeah, that was just my little rant I wanted to get out of the way. Let me just like clean this up for a bit. I don't know if I want to get to like the miscellaneous episodes. Um, let's see. I think the chef. Honestly, this only had one fight scene in it, and it is arguably like the best sword fight scene that Alan has done. I think I'm putting it like it's definitely like not the most action packed episode, but it is comical how it is comical how good the one sword fight scene is in the chef. The let's see, Killer Bunny does have I know it does have a fight scene, but like it's just I honestly like the this might expose me as a fake fan, but I just like really don't remember any of like the early AVM. Like the early AVM were not episodes were like not really like that fight centric until the cave spider roller coaster. So I think I'll put this like around C, and I think there's like this is honestly like I barely remember this one, but I think overall, I think I'm going to move on to some of the other, the other filler Minecraft episodes. Let's see it, and specifically Cave Spider Roller Coaster, and I feel like the cake is also like really comical. Honestly, I love or like the prank. It was the original title was the cake, but the prank like the prank like the let's see, free people from brain rot. Should I subscribe? Yeah, sure, why not? If you want to, but yeah, what, like I was saying, like the cake is like is in like the has like the same vibe as the chef, where there's only like one fight scene, but it's like so elaborate for no particular reason. And I like the roller coaster race. I actually think this might also be like a contention for like most uh overrated. I honestly think like it's like about on par with the actually do I actually move roller coaster cave spider roller coaster lower? I actually think I honestly I might think I actually might look I might put the new roller coaster episode like at the top of A, and maybe put the lucky block episode like, and maybe put like cave spider, and maybe put cave spider closer to roller coaster. And maybe I put cave spider closer to the lucky block episode. Yeah, the race is like really, the race has like a lot of environment environmental action sequences that I like. Let's see. I think I'm going to actually anime. I think animation versus YouTube is also like a relatively underrated. I think it's like around on par with like the. I think in terms of creativity, it's the creativity on its by like the creativity of this episode by itself was like actually like pretty impressive for the time. I think it's like still like I honestly don't remember this one too much, but I think like overall I put it like around the same tier as like the original first animator versus animation. Um, but I should probably shrink these two. Oh, hold on. I've been holding in a piss. I need to. I really need to go. Let's see. Okay. Honestly, I think Lush Caves is just like it's just like not like a complete package in the same way like the OGs are. Like it, I think like honestly, I'm more so I'm not like I feel like a big part of the ranking is like how much I even like remember them in the first place. And honestly, it does animator and let's see. Which but yeah, I think overall, let's see. Where I was on animator versus YouTube. Also, to be frank, I really don't. I remember it's actually like I remember it being like a relatively underrated, but I actually like don't. It's been like such a long time since I watched it, and I don't really want to like rewatch it. But I think overall, it's like I'd say it's like it's around here. But I think like the animation versus subject ones. Man, I honestly real let's see. This is like a category of their own fight scenes. I think out of all of these, I think animation versus math is still the best, and it's arguably like around. It might arguably be like around here. Should I like shrink all of these? Let's hold on. Um, whatever. I'll just do it as I go. But yeah, I would say like out of all of these, I, I think animation versus math is the best one, and then I think it's also honestly like heavily biased based on like how much you know about said subject. I'm like not that I'm like necessarily like a expert in either, but I would say that math is the best, and then I would put like uh honestly I would put like I would put like geometry and coding like around the same tier. As there were like like I feels like there's like a lot more creativity. It feels like they use like they um like it feels like with animation versus math they just like did more with the idea compared to geometry and coding. So that's just how I see it. Let me just why is I do not remember Photoshop being this slow. Um, this is definitely showing my own bias as a video as a video editor or someone who's like pretty proficient in Premiere. I honestly thought this like this is I really appreciated the references. So I think I'm gonna put that. I like the first fight in the first uh influencer arc was like pretty good. Like pretty it was just neat. It was really neat. I really like how they utilize I really liked how it like how they utilize the environment of the software. And all honestly, this might be a hot take, but I feel like the first fight in the influencer arc was probably like has like the most like similar energy, or like the most similar energy and style to the original animator versus animation of like a stick of like an animation navigating around around like a software and using like the different tools and icons and like expressing that into like into fight choreography. And it's just an added bonus that I know a lot about Premiere too. Let's see. Honestly, I actually kind of am sad I don't remember animation versus arcade that well. I do really, I remember it being good, but I don't know how good it is. But I'm just gonna put this in B tier for now. Maybe I'll come back to watching it. Same with, I actually do remember League of Legends a little bit more, but I think like if you get the reference, it's another one where if you get the references, it's really cool. But like if you don't, it's not as what do you call it? It's not as neat. So I'm gonna put this like around, like maybe like in between here. Um, also hold on, I think I actually like in terms of the Pokemon episode. Honestly, did this might actually be like a this might be a hot take. I honestly think it's like yeah, I think it like hovers. I think it hovers around the same area as animation versus math. And honestly, I would even put it on par with the ultimate weapon and the raid. Like this is I like this was such a this is such a creative interpretation of Pokemon. Maybe it's like so what do you call it? I don't know. Like it's nuts how Alan did more. Alan was more creative with the Pokemon franchise in like 6 minutes and like a 5 minute fight scene than Game Freak has been in like 20 years. It's kind of nuts, honestly. But let's see now. In terms of all right, I think I rewatched Super Mario. Wasn't like nothing. It's like between B and C for me. Let's see. I think I can finally move on to the what do you call it? Um, Alan was praying to not get strikes, but no, uh I haven't watched the latest episode yet, but I do plan on doing it after I rank just like these last few couple of videos. Let's see. I think like it feels like I wouldn't necessarily call episode 9 a paradigm shift. It was definitely like it was definitely like the first time where 3D was utilized so heavily, but or like no, like no, episode 8 was where it was utilized heavily, but um I I think there's like this one behind the scenes video from like from like another Blender animator that worked on episode 9, and I think I honestly would put it like the fight scenes by themselves are not bad per se, but I think they just don't have as much of that Alan Becker magic as like as as the others. So I think I'm going to put it like on par with animation versus Minecraft. But the box, this, oh my god, this might be in my top 3. This is honestly in my top 3. What even is my top? All right, I the like this. I think this is second. The king is my first is 1. The box is 2, and 3 is like between 3 is and 3 is honestly between Bed Wars, Lucky Block Staff, and the Showdown. But that might change soon. But the box, like in terms of pure, oh my god, this was such a good episode. Oh my god, I just need I just need to watch it, and also I should probably do I have that? It doesn't look like I actually have the episode 12, the episode 12 thumbnail downloaded, so you have to give me a second on that. Man, I just episode 10, where is it? Here it is. This was just such, like the first like minute of this was so good. Oh my god, this is so good. Oh my god. Like this is by far like the most like Hong Kong cinema-esque, like the most Hong Kong cinema-esque fight scene out of all of like the Alan Becker fights. Like this was just so good. Like this might be my number 2. Like even though like this is only like two, like the hand-to-hand fight scenes is like 2 minutes 2 minutes long, honestly. Like like this was by far like my favorite individual scene. And I think it is absolutely worthy of being like at like the number 2 spot. Now stand by. Let's see. And I feels like episode 12, honestly, this was a really, I think this is honestly this might I this is definitely S tier. I would put it like between Showdown and like the and like Monster School. for me. Like it feels like let's see. Box episode is peak cinema. I agree. But yeah, I honestly really do like the mercenary powers and how they were and how they were like still they got outclassed by red, green, and blue, not because they were stronger, but because like they were more. It was basically like Jackie Chan esque in that sense, where like if blue, red, and green were fighting the mercenaries on like a flat ground, like how they did with the Second Coming, I feel they would lose pretty decisively, but because they were in like a but because it was like in a more uh unique environment, that's how they were able to what do you call it, overpower anything. Let's see. Blues fight is one of the best 1v1s. Honestly, that is respectable, but I feel honestly this is like another like little rant that a little tangent that I'm going to go on. I feel like blue, like the stops, like the icon, the hazard. Hazard is a name. I feel like hazard. Honestly, I feel like in this episode at least they haven't really. It feels like they haven't. What do you call it? I think he's like my favorite out of like the mercenaries, and I feel like he has like the most potential to be like the what do you call it? Man, what am I thinking of? What am I thinking of? He has like the most potential to have like the best fight scenes out of all of the mercenaries. But I feel like the creative direction kind of fell a little short. Like there obviously there weren't like a lot of the scenes were just like traditional like scroller like like flat canvas type cinematography. And I think I honestly I don't necessarily blame whoever worked on this scene either, because this like he also has like the most like potential to like have the most interesting fight scenes, but at the same time like he's also like by far like the hardest character to like animate, especially in a 3D setting. And what I would have liked is for Hazard to like have like an inch of depth to his body, to like not be like a completely flat 2D plane like Mr. Game and Watch, but to like have like maybe like a like be like an inch thick, or like maybe like 3 to 4 inches thick, but like still like have like the same like powers essentially. Yeah, honestly, if you like really look at these shots, it's very clear that like they did it like based on how they designed these shots, how these shots look on Hazard. Like it's clear that they really didn't know how to like properly like portray him in like a 3D space, because like it's I like all of the shots on Hazard are like either flat on or like yeah, all of the shots on Hazard are like flat on like this. Like they can't show him necessarily at like a 45 degree from like a 45-degree angle relative to him, because he's a completely flat character. I feel like a lot of the struggles of like animating of like properly animating him could be solved if he was just like 3 to 4 inches thick. Like and like he wasn't like a completely flat character like Game and like Mr. Game and Watch. But that's just my little tangent. Oh man, this is also like this is also like a very minor nitpick. This was also like a very minor nitpick. But I also like I also don't really like how smooth that throw was for Hazard, because I feel like that just go that like the like that just goes like entirely against like the ethos of Hazard's character. But yeah. There's a 3/4 top view of Hazard. I don't necessarily remember. Like I don't remember Hazard having any depth like at all. Like you're never seeing Hazard from the side. Like from the side. And I understand why. I understand the difficulties of it all. I understand the difficulty of it all. But it feels like they're missing out like a lot on like the creative potential that this character has. Yeah. I like to me like I feel like he's like the definition of like the he's like the epitome of an Achilles like an Achilles type archetype, where he's like probably like by far like one of the I think like out of all of the character, he's probably like the strongest out of all of the mercenaries. Like not besides the glasses guy. I don't remember his name exactly, but besides the glasses guy, uh but I think like besides the glasses guy, of like the 3 other mercenaries, I think like Hazard is like the epitome of like an Achilles heel, because like he's definitely has like he's definitely like the strongest out of the 3 and has like the most versatile powers, but he also has like the biggest weakness of like being 2-dimensional. Like as you can see here, like he's struggling to what do you call it? If you ever attack his side, then he's basically completely fucked, which I think is like just really cool. And overall, this is also like another nitpick I have. This is also another nitpick I have. I understand why. I understand why it didn't happen, because Hacker has like the ability, was literally hacking his entire computer, and he probably disabled his antivirus system. But I would have loved if like somehow like the antivirus system from Animator versus Animation 2 was able to make an appearance, but like Victim was able to like fight them all off, to fight off like and destroy the antivirus. That's my one gripe with this scene, is that there wasn't is that the antivirus didn't have a chance to fight against Hacker. But yeah. Overall, I think I think I'm relatively oh shit, I just opened After Effects. My entire computer is going to die. Let's see. No, After Effects, don't open. But yeah, I think overall, yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with this placement. Worse than the Showdown, but better than the low S tier. Um, and honestly, yeah, I think that's overall. I think that's most of everything. I like this is like the majority of like the ones that I care about. To be frank, let's see. I think geometry is a little bit better than code. I the honestly if geometry is going and code are going to be up here, it's better. Those are better than like the first firebot fight. Um, yeah, I think overall I'm relatively. Oh yeah, for texture pack, yeah, I do wish it was pretty funny, but it's not like the most memorable thing. But I think oh yeah, there's like I'll do like the Farland honestly like the the Farlands episode specifically wasn't necessarily the best. It's it also it definitely is better than like I think it's a top of C tier, and I think the manhunt is probably like I'd say it's like around like I say like around the same quality and enjoyment as geometry and coding. So oh yeah, I did see that. I did see that he's making uh animation versus geometry dash. That's going to that might break the internet. And I hope like that gets like a lot of views from the geometry dash community cuz to be frank, I'm pretty sure like the main reason why Alan like started a Kickstarter for a game in the first place is because it's like basically to, like try and like make make more money to like break even on the on the on like the production costs of all of these animations because like I can't like it's unfortunate that he's not getting as many views as he used to like 2 3 years ago, but he's probably still like good, like he's probably still like afloat based on like merch sales and like I think like sales from his Minecraft server and probably now his game too and other like various miscellaneous income. Like yeah, like I like man like the only thing that Alan needs at this point is just a bigger budget like that. And yeah, he's still doing fine, but he's not like at the peak. Like if he was getting like 200 million videos, if he was every one of his videos was in like the 100, it was in like the 100 million view range, which they honestly deservedly should be, then I think he would be fine. But like I like 10 to 20 million views, like as much as that is not enough to sustain is not enough to sustain how much time and how much time and money like each of these episodes take. Yeah, I think now I'm going to watch most says most of the budget goes into AVA. Yeah, I can manage. So I think I'm going to watch the Aether now. Let's see. Yeah, I am going to actually watch this now. And I'm gonna watch the Aether first and then the AVA 13. And also keep the let's see. Keep in mind, like I'm not the main reason. Another main reason um why I've also like held off on like reacting, while also like had like second uh guesses on reacting is because like I am a alright, I'm gonna ask you guys this like what like when you're like watching like any like any TV show or like anime like any TV show or anime or show or like show in general, like do you ever like get like so like excited, like get so excited like during like a like an exciting scene that like you can't help but like pause and like jump out of your seat and like pace around? Because like that's what that's honestly like what that like that's like just like that's just like a habit of mine. And like that like and like an anime that's like only like 22 minutes long, like usually like takes like twice as long as the runtime for me to watch it. Oh, but yeah, I just had to get that off my chest. Let's see what you cooked up, Alan. Oh yeah, I know that Aether is a mod. Wait, hold on, Jay. Are the mobs based on like the? I know there was like a new iteration of the Aether mod. There was a new iteration of the Aether mod. Are the mobs in this what do you call it? Are the mobs in this episode like based on the mobs in the rework? Straight from the mod. All right, that's nice. Were those even hostile mobs? I don't even those didn't even look like hostile mobs. King Orange is just tweaking. Understandably so. Well, let me see that. I wasn't paying attention too much. right. Let's see. Purple's just having a jolly go time. I'm assuming that he's asking how to get the wings. Let's see. He's just an overprotective dad. Oh shit. the animator. That's funny. That's nice. Let's see. That guy. Oh shit. You guys are You're about to do something diabolical. He has his own boss bar. I think that armor has night buffs. That's thank you for the context. Oh shit. He's a boss fight. Who's on? Give me a second, sorry. Alright, bike's back on. Alright. This shit's about That's his boy. Oh shit. Alright, that was awesome. That was awesome. Oh shit. Alright, that was awesome. that was alright, that's pretty cool. That hold on, let me just I don't even think there are that many sword fighting scenes, but this was like this by far and away is better sword fighting than the chef, which is not even like which is not even like a diss on the chef because that fight had no business being that good. But man, this is like some of the best sword fighting I've seen in a while. Oh man, let me just watch this back. I don't even know what to say. That's just cool. Man, where do I put that on the tier list? That was just really cool. That might honestly be. Damn, that is good. That was good. I honestly think that's better. That's better than what do you call it? This is better than the episode 12. Holy. Oh, that's better than episode 12, I would say. I don't really know like what commentary I'm supposed to do, but damn, that was peak. Oh shit. All right, so and that was just good. I don't know what to say. Damn, that was actually pretty. I was not expecting that much. They went all out. King Orange, his best weapon is a two-handed staff. That is nuts. Man, that's also kind of neat how purple won in the same way that orange did. Yeah. Although that like kind of downscales. Actually no, that doesn't downscale the players in Bed Wars that much. I think one of the Bed Wars hackers would still win against that guy. Who do you think wins? Actually, wait, can I make a quiz? Uh, let's see. All right, who? All right, who wins? Hater player or one bed. I'm actually kind of curious as to what you guys think. Um, one Bed Wars hacker. Hold on, can I see the full? How do I see the full? What do you call it? All right, there we go. I did see that. I did see that. Uh, Redman. I think like the usernames of the characters are also like people in the animation credits. Let's see. Well, that is to be determined. I think I honestly like my big two favorite episodes are the King and the Box. And the box is purely because of it has like the best hand-to-hand fight scene out of not only Alan's work, but basically anything that I've seen, any animation that I've seen. Like there's like bro, like I honestly almost feel nuts for saying like that Alan Becker is comparable to JJK, but I'll fucking stand on business on that. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. I think one Bed Wars hacker would win, but I feel like I don't know. I think like maybe this guy was kind of like a noob, but I feel like if you were to give like the average, if you were give like a pretty like average PvPer like the Aether gear, I feel like he would stand a chance. I feel like he would stand a chance. Let's see. All right, let's move on to episode 13 now. Let's see. All right, you guys have been hyping this up, so I better be I better I better be this better live up to the hype. It's going to be peak. All right. Let's see what they got. Oh shit, bro, he really is the hacker. Damn, what did he do? Wait, what did he even do? He didn't even do anything. He just fucking, he just, he just, he's just a hater. I was like, please, Dark Lord, I need this. I'm kind of powerless. Oh, he is powerless. Oh damn. That's actually... They're playing Hitman. Why don't they draw the dots visible? Like... Damn! So victim just doesn't question why he like why he's just sliming the shit out of these random stick figures. I mean, I don't know, like I don't think victim's like totally evil. He's just like a very moral. I think he's just like selfish. DDO flinching when that. Oh, let me actually watch that back, guys. Man. In his eyes, these guys are related to the chosen, the chosen one. All right, that is fair, but it's like the Dark Lord just seems like the most like he just looks like the most evil person. He just looks evil. Like I don't he. It's like similar to that one scene in Bumblebee. It's similar to like that one scene in Bumblebee where the Decepticons like introduce themselves to the humans, and we're like, we are the Decepticons of peace. I'm just like thinking to myself, like, how is anyone how is anyone buying that? Like, they look evil, their logo looks evil. Their logo looks evil, and like the Dark Lord just looks like an evil guy. Like how's unless like unless they're like all of like the workers are like programmed, or like don't really have like the same instincts, or don't have like relatively normal instincts or intuition. Like then the Dark Lord just seems like just looks like an evil person. Like this guy just looks like a supervillain. He is the master builder. fucking Emmett from the Lego movie. He does have a limit. Oh shit, oh shit, this is gonna be it. This is their ultimate plan. Oh wait, hold on. I just realized, did the Dark Lord like sneak in that Virabot without anyone noticing? Hold on, where is it? He did. No one says that is sneaky. The Dark Lord doing this all for the. I mean, that is honestly like relatively true to the canon. Like he was literally he was created only as a killing machine. Yeah, like he wasn't created for much else. It's like that's his only purpose. It's like similar to it's like similar to the Matrix, where they just follow their directives. Actually, hold on. Actually, I actually want. I know this is a terrible time to pause, but I just kind of want to give my predictions. I feel like at some point, like Mitzi is going to. I'm assuming Mitzi doesn't lose his memories since doesn't lose her memory since the fighting stick figures didn't lose theirs when they were revived. But I have a feeling that Mitzi's going to recognize Victim, but she's not going to like what he had become, and that's going to essentially like break his heart, and then the Dark Lord is going to take that moment of vulnerability to backstab him, but it won't like fully kill him, but there's gonna be some shit going down. Don't spoil it don't spoil. Oh shit, is she not alive? Oh shit! Is there like is like her soul and body like? But how? Oh man, this is so this content the 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 continuity and like various like magic is very confusing to follow. But you know, let me stop on. Right? Or it might be the fire. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit's about to go down. Oh shit! Shit's about to go down. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh shit, Shadow Clone Jutsu. Oh shit. Oh, Hazard. Oh, well, all right. I know I'm pausing at a really critical moment, but Hazard from the side view. Hold on, let me actually let me actually see if see that. Uh, if by technicality, it's Hazard from the side view, but it's also like it feels like from every perspective, he's he's like supposed to be like a 2D SVG or like an icon. Like if I were like if I were theoretically wait before that, hold on. Oh wait, hold on. Oh yeah, you're right. Hold on, you're right. Oh yeah, you're right. That is That is funny. I actually do like that. I actually do like that. Uh, that his head it can be separated, can turn independently of his body instead of having him always face the same orientation as his body. I just really do wish they would have added like 4 inches more. Like he was like 4 inches thick, is what I'm saying. I feel like if you were able to, if he just had a bit of thickness to him, like then he like I feel like you could unlock a lot more like creative potential within his fight scenes. But yeah, that he does officially have a 3D side view. Let me get to the shit. Did I? Alright. I need to rewatch this again. Let me rewatch this. Wait, hold on. I know I'm pausing, but I am analyzing this. Well, why is there a bounding box on his legs? Is he like manipulating his legs to like? I actually figure out why there's a bounding box on his leg. Hello, thank you, classic stick. Let me figure out why there's like a bound. I mean, I guess it's like newly created. Oh yeah, he did do that. It's a speed strength effect. All right. Is the one that flickers like the real one? I think is. I think the one that flickers. It is so glorious. Oh shit! Oh! Man, blood spell. That's the Byakuren or blood art from Kenjaku, or not Kenjaku. Chozo. That is actually sick as fuck. Hold on. I also feel like that. I feel like this scene in particular. I feel like this scene in particular might be inspired by that one Boruto fight where it's like Naruto and Sasuke versus Jigen. I haven't watched Boruto, but there's like a clip. I feel like this scene was inspired by that Boruto fight. Oh shit. Oh wait, does he have? Can he teleport? Oh shit, that's actually cool as fuck. That's actually cool as fuck. Oh, and he can just. Oh shit, the winning condition just got unlocked. Oh my god. He's gonna tear the whole building apart. Oh my god. Who? What kind of drugs are these animators taking? What kind of drugs are they taking? Does he give the chosen one back his powers? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh no, he got he just got slimed. Oh man, this is about to be massive. No! You can't die! Oh shit. No! Oh shit. He just did the utilitarian. Maharaga helped me. That is funny. Shit. Does he have the anime? Does she have the animator powers? I mean, she technically came from An anime. Oh my god. Oh shit. Bro, why is every episode a cliffhanger? Please, why is every episode a cliffhanger? That's not fair. That's not right. Oh my god. That's just not right. That's not right. Like, we waited like 2 years, and now we have to. We waited an entire year. We waited an entire year for this episode, and we're gonna have to wait like another year. Oh my god! Please, someone give this man more employees. Someone please give this man more employees. Oh my! Like we shouldn't have to suffer waiting a year. Was that not Mitzi? Who was that? Who was that? That looked like. Oh my god! That's. I'm gonna have to watch that back again, but that's in my top three now. That's honestly in my top three. Let's see. All right, this is all right now. I honestly would even say that this is better than the box. Hold on, let me just move the layer up. Yeah, I would say that's like better than the box, and then, but like I still think like uh man oh my god, that was that wow. Oh, I love that was awesome. But like what how did he just like run out of battery? I'm assuming he just ran out of battery. The blood spell move, like that everything was awesome in this. So what I guess like the open-ended question I have is like is like the is like is victim now brainwashed, or is he actually dead, or is he actually dead in like the new new version of, and like the version that he created, the version that he created is just like an entirely separate uh is just an entirely separate person with no what do you call it. Hmm. So theoretically that like it the way that I first interpreted it is similar to like that one like dark teleporting theory where what do you call it, where like in theory like when you enter a teleporter, like the version of you that's in like the input, or like the the version of you that's at the entrance of the teleporter dies, and then the new one is and then the new one and then the new version of you is at like the exit of the teleporter. That's at least how I interpreted it. But yeah, I'm assuming that like there's some way to uh get victim to break free. Yeah, bro, he just got slimed. Like he didn't have anything left in the tank, I'm supposing. All right, and I'm assuming that victim used the last of his powers to use the last of his powers to essentially break the virus. Um, yeah, he got nothing left in the tank. And oh, that's so lame. Well, it's not lame technically, but it's just one of those like frustrating moments. All right, that was just awesome. I'm gonna have to sleep on that. Chosen one survived. Well, maybe he still has like some chosen one DNA in him, even if he lost all his powers. And I get that he was in an emotional state, so that like I get that victim was in an emotional state, so to the point where he wasn't thinking clearly. But I think that if uh if victim renamed the chosen one back to his original name, like restored his name and gave him back his powers, he might have had like a better fighting chance. But man, now I'm gonna have to wait another year for the. Yeah, that Hazard did like the utilitarian. I'm probably thinking too much about this, but Hazard, I don't know if you ever get some more character time. If he didn't die in that explosion, he he's probably good. He did like a very utilitarian thing where like on paper it's the correct thing to do, even though he killed like like hundreds of the mercenaries in there. But yeah, that's just like a small wish, but I hope they like explore the burden of having to kill like hundreds of people to stop the Dark Lord from getting stronger. And that's fucked up how they killed the glasses guy, but I think overall. Oh yeah, he's seen him there. All right, he did survive. Oh man, that was so good. I think overall, I think that's a good place to end the stream. Thank you guys so much for coming. And I think, oh man, I'm completely running on fumes right now. But that was fun. Honestly, that was. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to rewatch that. But yeah, that's W stream. Thank you. And but yeah, hopefully I can do more stuff like this. I want I the another thing I want to do, but this would this would be like a multi-stream series, is that I want to like binge watch the entirety of the unstable SMP and like of the entire unstable SMP and do like a critical analysis, because I think that in of itself is worth exploring. And maybe I can think about that while I wait another year for the next episode to come out. Like, oh my god, how is that possible? How's every episode a cliffhanger? How can every episode possibly be a bigger? I know it's going to be a cliffhanger, but it's, oh man, it's so frustrating. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me today. Relatively good stream, and yeah, I will see you guys later. Peace out.